Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Yes, this is the third video today. I have the same clothes because I have some plans the next couple days, and I want to make sure that I'm with you though throughout this time. Um, we are on. This is our final lesson of the week 6, and I wanted to review how amazing you all are. Make sure you can see this. So we have learned, I don't know if it's backwards. Well, if you can see it, I think it looks backwards. But we learned we reviewed the niyama sacha, the self-purification, and that constant practice throughout our entire lives. It doesn't end, it doesn't end, it doesn't end, just constantly, just like the weeds in the garden don't end, or we got to continue to breathe. We're always continuing to purify more and more subtle aspects of our being. And all the saints and sages are doing the same, and everyone's doing the same in a way, purifying and purifying. And Jesus is continuing to purify, and John is continuing to purify, and your parents are continuing, everyone who has crossed over, everyone who lives in this realm, we're all continuing to purify. Some a little faster than others because they're disciplined and they're on a path, but everyone's purifying. Hopefully, I guess. But this is what life's intention is to purify us. Self-love. So we've been digging for the gold, and it takes me time. I'm really trying to just turn that inner C into an inner coach. And I had a moment today where I put something in the closet and I shut the door and I said, "You go, girl." You know, it was just it kind of took me by surprise. It was just like coach. So let's keep that going. And that's a lifelong practice. Samadhi, we did samadhi practices. We've been talking about samadhi all week, that pure conscious awareness. And yeah, we had a lot of samadhi practices. And we'll continue more. Ujjaya breath. If you don't know Ujjaya breaths, by the end of this week, you just review all the classes this week, because every day we've been talking about it. We've been using it in each practice. This is that ocean breath where we engage this glottis muscle. Koshas, we had a lesson on koshas, and we've been talking about the koshas. Maybe I'll talk about them a little more. I've been a little more focused on Annamaya kosha and Pranamaya kosha. Review them now. Annamaya kosha, physical body. Pranamaya kosha is the energy being. And then Manomaya kosha is the intellect, is the mental, emotional, mental meaning, kind of is the higher mind. And then, no, maybe it's a lower mind. I better look that up. I will. And then Vijnanamaya kosha is the concentration, and that is the higher mind. And Samadhi is that union with Purusha, union with pure consciousness. And that's Anandamaya kosha. Annamaya, physical, Pranamaya, energy, Manomaya is mental, emotional, Vijnanamaya, higher mind, Anandamaya is samadhi, pure consciousness, merging, becoming one. Yoga is to yoke, to become one. Sutras, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. We'll talk some more about it. Really gets into, we all have these distractions, this disturbances. We're in this lower mind, and we will engage our attention in these lower tendencies. And we all have that. And yoga is calming these distractions and disturbances. And that goes through the first two sutras, which is so powerful. And then as you go on, it gets even better and better. But this is Patanjali's sutras he's left us for yoga. You did a ceremony preparation. We'll be having a ceremony in a few weeks. Mindful communication. And we talked about think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? So week 6, movement, our last asana practice of week 6. I congratulate you. This is not an easy task to get through 12 weeks and 200 hours with a life. So you've made it a commitment. You've made it a priority, and I honor you for that. And you know, and half the time, and the second half goes faster than the first. I don't know how that happens. Probably because we're more in a routine. You'll be a yoga instructor, so static yoga, 200-hour certified yoga instructor. And you'll be able to apply to Yoga Alliance because we're a Yoga Alliance registered school to become, to have the Yoga Alliance certification. And so we're going to move into our movement. Let me put the music on. So moving around and getting connected to the earth for a moment, rocking around a little bit, feeling any sensations in the body and allowing yourself to kind of stop at an area or go really slow, or maybe not so slow, finding what works for you and your body. And we're moving into that Ujjaya breath. Continuing to move around. I'm going to get my music. Coming back to center. Allowing that Ujjaya breath to either focus as you engage the bandha and whatever music you're listening to, just a gentle movement with the spine, side to side, as gentle as you can be. And maybe the spine will move, will stop and be very, very still. In that Ujjaya breath, listening to your music and resting your awareness in your heart. A few breaths. Connecting with Purusha, resting in the Buddhi mind and reaching your heart out to Purusha to join with you. Your minds and hearts and souls and bodies, that everything about you can become one. Beginning to move the head a little bit, maybe some gentle circles. Noticing every little sensation in the neck. Going slow enough so you don't neglect any muscle in your neck. Honoring your body, your flexibility, and breathe. Making sure to go the other direction with the neck if you're making circles. You may have been one and one done both. Sure to balance that out. Taking your time, not in any hurry. And muscles and sensations you've never felt before. Keeping that breath flowing. Maybe you want to hold a mudra, chin mudra. Thumb and point your finger, gently touch. The remaining three fingers are just relaxed out. And bringing your shoulders into it, maybe bringing the hands, palms down on the body, and moving the shoulders up and down. Maybe moving that jaw a little bit, opening and closing the mouth, maybe massaging your jaw. Getting that spinal column so that it's warmed up and flexible. Any kind of toxins or rigidity, moving it in directions maybe that it's not used to, that are safe and in your range of motion, your safe range of motion, and that spine move, keeping that breath flowing. And to begin to move, we're going to come up onto the knees and move again into any kind of spontaneous movements that feel good for you. Cat, cow, child's pose. You might want to go into a balance if you like, balancing table. You go into any balance, always making sure to do both sides. Using that Ujjaya breath, resting in that Buddhi mind, heart open to Purusha. Some down. Spending a few more breaths, just having fun in this child's pose, table, that cow, up dog flow. Adding any little variations that feel good for you. Keeping that Ujjaya breath flowing. We all have that tendency to hold our breath at times when we're engaged in the mental conversations and memories of the lower mind. They keep us from being present to what's right here now, the having the present moment experience. And anytime you like, taking a couple breaths in child's pose just to come back into that inward focus of resting in that heart, that higher mind, anything with that. Purusha, divine, creator, source, God of our understanding. Connecting with the source of the entire universe, the universe, as yourself. And coming up, moving into downward facing dog. You curl those toes under, spread out those fingers, and lifting the hips up, moving into a little walking the dog, keeping that breath flowing. Relaxing the head and finding any little movements that feel good for you. And taking your time to eventually walk the feet up. You know what? I'm feeling like opening up into three-legged dog and opening the hips. So if you want to go there, you want to walk your feet up and just start gentle movements, gentle steps, and your variation. Find the movement that's calling you right now. Releasing down on the exhale, and I'm going to move over to the other side in three-legged dog, opening up that hip as the enemy. Maybe you're just in any movement that calls to you, following your heart, using that Ujjaya breath as a focus. And exhaling the way down. And rest in a nice forward fold for a moment. And nice and slowly hinging up, finding your way up, and just roll the spine. If you haven't already gotten up to a standing position, just beginning some gentle movements, maybe some circles with the hips and pelvis. Sure to go both directions. And we're maintaining that connection with your Ujjaya breath. So we're maintaining that meditative state. We're in this Vijnanamaya Kosha. We are in the Buddhi mind. And we notice when thoughts come in, fears come in, anxieties come in, memories of the past or fears of the future, anything that's in that lower mind, that ego, that chitta manas, man, we let that go because our intention is to keep our focus in the higher mind of silent stillness and keeping that breath flowing, but beginning to move a little bit more, maybe tapping that thymus. We're just finding our flow, our movement, and you might have some music. You might already be moving to that rhythm of that music. Find how your body naturally wants to move, not with effort, but with fun, with enjoyable energies. Keeping that focus on Ujjaya as we move together. You can be on your mat. You could be moving around your room, your space. I'm going to stay on my mat for a little bit. That's what feels right in this moment. And see. See if you can find any movements that your body's not used to. Be a little wider than you're used to. Edges of the belt. See how relaxed you can be in your movements and your body. Embodied. How embodied can you be in all your movements, being conscious? Whatever it is, there's no wrong movements. Whatever it is your body's having you move, everybody would be a little different. Be very repetitive movements for a little while. Whatever it is, letting it be what it is. Ujjaya. Might feel like shaking or bouncing, shaking off any of those impurities. We're practicing sacha this week, letting it go to the earth as fertilizer for beautiful, beautiful flowers. Rooted in. And if you feel a calling for some little more active movement, inviting that to happen for yourself. I love jumping jacks. I can't think of anything to do. I just start jumping jacking and then adding some twists and fun things in, kicks. Could be the skier, which this probably isn't the right form. In ecstatic movement, you can't have a wrong form. Keeping the breath flowing. You bring that heartbeat up just a little bit at the invitation, maybe dancing. I can't really hear my music, so I'll just pretend. Just having fun in your body temple, singing and dancing on this magical planet. You can be silly. Maybe do things you remember doing as a kid that were silly. Things you're not used to moving. Maybe you can act out another person for fun, their movements, feel what it feels like maybe to be in their body, keeping that breath flowing. Feeling your body. Not sure whatever movement you're doing, it feels good. And you just keep moving. I'm going to take a little potty break. I'll be right back. And beginning to slow down now. Maybe just a walking if you were jogging, or slow dance if you were fast dancing. Hi, Xander. Maybe shaking out gently. Keeping that focus of Ujjaya though. Twists. Find how your body wants to move. And we're going to move into a nice forward fold. We're going to round the back. So we're going to start at that lower lumbar and feel that start to stack down. And letting everything just fold down, bending the knees. And coming down onto our backs as we take a little time to move into some spontaneous movements on our back. And maybe we like happy baby, or maybe we like to just stretch it or hold it, or maybe we want to move into a supine twist or some hip releases or some bridges. Have some fun for a few breaths, focusing on Ujjaya and moving in ways that you feel inspired, your body wants to move. Focus is on the breath and the sensations in the body. Asking both in that Annamaya kosha and Pranamaya kosha simultaneously. Feel them merge. With every breath, you seem to become a little more absorbed into the Pranamaya kosha. You always have a supportive foundation in your Annamaya kosha. It's safe, it's secure, supported by the planet. Extend your consciousness into this energetic, vital, more subtle body that is a part of you. Deep Ujjaya breaths. Few more breaths in this prana body, moving in ways that your body feels inspired. And moving into your savasana. Find you comfortable, rest To sink deep into the earth. Let it hold you. Surrender your body into merging as one. As you allow yourself to expand into the pranamaya kosha. Every deep breath into the belly. Expand further out into the pranamaya kosha. A little more expansive. Deeper inward. As you begin to dive into that sacred sanctuary of your innermost heart, your innermost being, and resting your awareness in this heart space. And you invite that energy from the heart to move straight up to the third eye, activating that pineal gland and that ajna chakra, and then straight out the crown as you merge. The Buddha, your higher mind, universal consciousness, Purusha, divine intelligence, greater source, God, the divine God of your understanding, and may be beyond comprehension. May just find this experience is real, yet beyond comprehension, incomprehensible mystery. That's what you are. Experience yourself. It's everything. You can either continue resting in your Anandamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, or you can gently and kindly come back, taking a nice deep breath into the belly, maintaining that connection to the higher mind, wiggling the fingers and the toes, just stretching out the arms and the legs, maybe bringing those knees into the chest, nice little hug, looking back and forth, and rolling over to one side or the other, taking a couple breaths here. And on the next inhale, coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment to check in and notice the sensations in your body. What does it feel like to be you energetically, physically, emotionally? This moment. And bring yourself back to that intention you set at the beginning of practice. Maybe moving into some mental rehearsal, feeling emotional benefits. And releasing that with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Thank you so much for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga. We'll close with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Wishing you a beautiful and blessed day.